Hey there, this is Grayest Fox, and this month is the 25th anniversary of Red Faction 1 releasing on PlayStation 2. And I had a couple video ideas, and I have a bigger video coming out later this month, but I thought while I was looking through the attract screen slash demo screen that plays if you stay on the menu for too long on PlayStation 2, I thought it would be fun to have a special guest help me look at things on this that didn't make it to the main game. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Intharth. I've played both versions of the game, quite a bit. This is fun. Like, fun fact. Like, I guess it's only fun fact if you're into Red Faction. But like, because of it coming out on PlayStation 2 first, I never had the PC version until like mid 2010s. I had no idea about the online community
Hmm.
until mid 2010s, and like, so that's why I speedrun the PlayStation version first, because that's what I knew, and that was what I was like. I played the PC version by that point, but I was more familiar with how it controls on controller at the time. But yeah, I'm in first. I play both games, or both versions.
Yeah, I thought I thought you had the same experience as I did, but
Yeah.
I started on PlayStation as well and stayed there for a long time until I got brave enough to try it on PC. Intarth didn't mention, but he is currently the world record holder in a lot of Red Faction categories on Speedrun.com, including the most competitive one, easy, any percent easy, and
Tough, man. It's tough.
yes, it is very
You know, the
tough.
worst the worst part about that run is if I hadn't messed up the Azir at the end, it could have been so much better. I've
Oh,
choked. I keep choking at the Azir, man. After like 39 minutes now of trying to play all of those out of bounds, you get to the Azir and it's the last out of bounds, and I just keep choking it. But
I
I fully expect Grant to do calm tower skip and get a better. It's fine.
oh yeah, Grant is the other. He was first for a long time. What?
He was, yeah.
How long was it? Several years, right?
He first, so I got like when it was still Dash Faction was still brand new, and me and Grant we worked on the history, if you remember, we did that. But I got it first, so I was like the first person to really pioneer the Dash Faction version of the game, and I think if I remember correctly, I got it at the end of 2018 or the end of 2019, one of those sort of. I think PlayStation I did in 2018, and then PC I did in 2019. And then Cine and Etnias came along, and they did it for a bit. And so I think it was either 21 or 22 that he first got it, and then we couldn't get it off of him after that. He just kept lowering it himself up until like 2 years ago, where he got the 3959 or
Yeah,
3958.
yeah. I remember when that came out, and I'm like, it's just mind blowing, especially at the time. I think at the time I was still maybe grinding PlayStation, or at least I was aware of how long it takes to beat the game, and I have trouble still beating the game on PC under an hour because I'm not haven't quite made the transition, and it was just crazy that he got under 40, but now you're under 42 and have beat him.
Yeah, it's surreal. It's I didn't think I was capable. I got to be honest with you. I for years I just kind of played second fiddle, and when NRDA came along, it was kind of like it was nice because he took inbounds seriously, so it gave me a reason to get back into the game and compete with
Mm.
him on inbounds, which was nice. But I always this is something I Red Faction's my home game. Like that's the one that I come back to.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so even if I'm not streaming, even if I'm not speedrunning, I'll play through the game, and I'm not playing inbounds. I'm playing through on any percent rules. So I'm just like playing through the game and trying to just keep the out of bounds in muscle memory,
Hmm.
for such a time as when I decided to do runs again. So I think that helped, but I also think that I've just gotten really fucking good at the game in the last year.
Yes. Yes, you have.
I don't know what happened. Like I started playing multiplayer a lot in the last couple of years and doing a lot of like the competitive stuff, or well, competitive, but like playing capture the flag at like 3 a.m. with the
Mm.
Americans, and I was in the recent tournament, which was a blast to take part in. But I'm not brilliant at the game by any stretch of the imagination, but I got a lot better, and I think that I put a lot of work into the current speedruns that I have. So yeah.
It just blew. I remember it blowing my mind the first time I saw people go out of bounds, and that
Well, you know,
I don't know if I'm assuming nobody's tried to do that on PlayStation, but I don't. It would be very
I
difficult.
did.
Oh, you
I
did?
did try. I did
Okay.
try, but it wasn't even the fact that I wasn't getting anywhere. It's just the idea of saving and
Yes.
loading and waiting for that to happen and then trying again and pointless.
Yes.
Pointless. You would probably have a slower run for it.
But you and Grant and a lot of other people, you make it look easy, and I
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
hopefully eventually I might have a video showing just how difficult it is because I am not good at it, and yeah, it takes me minutes to line up just one if I can.
Well, then you
Okay.
just come back and do inbounds.
Yeah, I'd like to. The video we're going to look at today is the PlayStation Attract screen slash demo reel. And I'd forgotten that this thing even existed. But games back in the early 2000s and the 90s had this thing. I think it's a relic of the arcade games where if you didn't press a button on the menu, it would just play like a demo reel about showing some gameplay and some story. And Red Faction had this, and I had forgotten about it. And I think that there's stuff in here that isn't in the main game.
Okay, that's the main game. That's the logo.
Yep.
Sorry.
A distant crimson orb that has always signified war.
That
and
intro is
bloodshed
something.
to mankind.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked it. Technically, you could pause there because, like, as much as that cutscene is in the game and you see that rolling city, there's no context for where that is in universe, right? Like,
Oh
there's
yeah.
you see that and it's like really cool. It's like plays out in the intro. Like it's like you see Parker talking to himself in the shuttle as they pass by that, like over that city. I
Yeah.
mean, me and Juke and probably Goober and a few others have theories about what it is based on the comics that
Oh,
were
okay.
done and like Gorilla and Armageddon, but I can't remember the name of which one it would be. But yeah, technically you could argue that doesn't exist in the game because it's just a random city and there's no context for where that is in universe.
That's true. I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah,
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
like cityscape in the game.
The like admin has to come out somewhere, right? Oh, we
Yeah.
don't know where it is.
Maybe that elevator that you can't get into.
Yeah, well, that was the original plan to come out that elevator. So
Yeah. And I actually, just by luck, paused on a screen that I think, see, you can get into the driller in the first level of the game in Mines.
yeah,
But if I remember correctly, I think I remember correctly, it doesn't have that text at the bottom that says forward.
no, not
Yeah.
on PC at least. I don't know if it's there on PlayStation 2, I can't remember, but on PC, the only green text you get in the driller is when you've like broke the drills and it tells you like it tells you can't do
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Just thought that was weird. Like, why?
it.
Maybe it's because there is. I forget what the button is, but there's the button to change the view on the driller to the
Oh yeah,
like
maybe
rear
it's
view.
yeah, maybe it's signposting for the camera angle you're on.
That might be
There's
it.
like there's like 3 or 4 different camera angles you can do on it for no reason, but it
Yeah.
exists. You can't do it on the APC, which you might want. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the game, the driller is in the first level, but that's pretty much it. It makes sense for it to be there. It's a mine, but it would have been
I
nice
think
to get a little bit more use out of it. It's kind of a cool thing to because as the video is showing, you can in game drill through a wall to an extent, especially on PlayStation where there's a harder limit on Geomod. You
I think
run out of room a little faster.
I think like there was a bigger plan for the driller, but it got cut.
Hmm.
And they were like, well, we made the vehicle anyway, so we're sticking it in the game.
Yeah.
So you get it once. And it's cool that it's there because even if you're like playing with the knowledge that it basically does nothing, you can still like hop in it and you can just drill into some walls until the drill bit breaks. And it's like it's a cool tech demo for what Geomod can do. It
Hmm.
just outside of showcasing that, it's not a useful vehicle in the game's overall design. It's kind of just there. And like
Mm-hmm.
it's unfortunate because you'd think the technical achievement that was Geomod, the driller would be an absolutely mega thing that you would maybe need. I mean, I think they could have had a section where you would get trapped with a driller and need to drill your way out. But for whatever reason, there's, whatever the plans were for the driller, it got cut. And I think it was Goober. I might be mistaken here, so I'll apologize in advance. But I think it was Goober that said, it was cut. And they're like, well, there must be a reason to have to put the driller. We went to the effort of making the damn thing. We're putting it in the game. And it's just there.
Yeah, and for what it is, I think it controls pretty well, too, which is weird because a lot of the vehicles in Red Faction don't control particularly well for what they are, but I think this one does.
It may be systematically biased on the fact that when you're drilling holes in the walls, you're expecting the bumpiness, whereas the rest of the vehicles are technically driving on flats and they're flying all over the place.
Yeah. I've got
Jeep being the big guilty party there.
Yeah, I have a YouTube. I think it's a YouTube short out there where I was playing on Mac. The Jeep did a barrel roll driving through Grand Canyon, which should not happen. And I think you said that's because, or maybe Goober said because frame rate makes it bouncier.
Yeah,
not having it.
Frame rate. So fun fact that I didn't realize until recently. When you save and load the game, the frame rate goes like low and then back up again. But it doesn't need to be a safe load. Anything can impact the frames, obviously. So if the frames are dipping and bouncing around, it's affecting the vehicle physics. And it's actually really funny because you can also barrel roll the APC in Riverbed. Homard, who's a segmented speedrunner, he tried so hard to flip it to see if it would go faster down the hill. It was inconclusive. We found out that it didn't actually really impact its speed any, but it looked funny that he actually got it upside down and had it going down again.
Yeah.
But yeah, the physics in the game for the vehicles are dog shit.
Yeah. I do like the physics for the people, but not for the and the ACR is good, the flying vehicle.
That's because it's not physically touching anything.
Yep.
Tor Corporation established mining operations far from Earth and its authorities.
That's abandoned mines.
These are the ones that are like in the side of the mine walls? Right?
Yeah. That drone isn't in abandoned mines, but that shot is the vent shaft, so that's abandoned mines.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like if you go back, if you go back a little bit.
Oh yeah.
See the fan blades? Yeah, abandoned mines.
Why
is Parker kneeling beside it? Wait a minute. I never noticed that before. If you just go back to when it shows you the cutter for the first time, just stop here.
Oh yeah.
He's just kneeling.
What's he doing?
He's gonna shoot the wall. Giga Brain Parker here is gonna help the ball by shooting the wall.
And are there any of those in the game that are actually antagonists? Aren't they?
The cutters, no, they're completely neutral.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. They're only in the mines. I think there is also one, although it might. No, I think it's the drone that's actually in the bot repair shop and maintenance. But yeah, the cutters, they're just there as world building robots. It's only the drones that attack you.
Yeah, I had actually forgotten what they look like on the front because speed running, or if you don't interact with them, you never see their cool red eyes and all that.
Yeah, if you shoot them, they make little sad robot noises and then they die.
Yeah. They're pretty weak too, aren't they? Especially compared to the one at the end of Minor Registration.
Well, that one isn't. To be fair, that one is either it's 5 or 6 rockets, or it's an entire AR ammo dump onto that one. But yeah, this thing will die in 5 or 6 pistol hits.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what they were putting that drone in Minor Reg either. That's a tiny room. There's just a feckin' drone there.
Yeah. Red Faction has a few, as kids, I never questioned it. It's okay, it's here. But if you think about, how did it get there, it's a little weird, yeah. But a lot of games back then had that problem, I think.
Nick says a lot of good things about Volition, which I agree with, and it's the fact that they try to make the world feel connective. It's more, I think he's right in that it's more evident in Red Faction 2, but there's parts of Red Faction 1 that do connect in logical flow, but I think that the robot just in that room just does not make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't, Seems like it's not at home.
No,
Lured with promises of
that's what it looks like from the front.
quick return to an easy life
I'm
on
not
Earth.
sure.
I have no idea where that submarine is because it's just
Yeah.
shooting a random wall. They could have just had it facing against the wall and shoot it to show geomod.
Yeah, I can't recall any time where you need to shoot to go somewhere in the as far as geomod to be able to progress with the submarine. It's always just open. Like,
Technically, there isn't anywhere you need to geomod with the submarine, but in Zoo there is some ice you can geomod.
oh, okay. And this is mines.
That's
abandoned
abandoned
mine.
mines.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is.
that's the vent shaft again.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
That's the thing. That's the part you're jumping into when you blow the hole in the wall.
You can
Which
actually.
normal players won't be doing that, by the way.
No.
But that's a speedrunner thing.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be able to get in here from the
Top.
Yeah, from the top. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
It's kind of a neat set piece that you can't. I think most players would just accidentally ignore because they don't know how to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's cool because it's got the bucket, like the ore bucket on the mover as it goes up and down, which is
Yeah.
kind of neat. But like, I think you kind of have to accidentally end up in there, which is a shame.
Yeah. Because you can actually, just like this is showing, you can ride the ore bucket up.
Yeah, and it's an intended mechanic too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because you could jump into the vent from there. I forgot about
Yeah.
that part. Yeah. If you ride
But
it,
the signpost. Sorry, I was going to say the
That's okay.
signposting for going into the fan blade area when you get into that first room is just much more cleaner than the one that takes you down into that room.
yeah. The last time I tried
In my opinion.
riding the ore bucket, like this is an aside, but the door at the top was
Mhm.
had collision on it, and the bucket went through without collision, but I got kicked off the bucket.
Oh, you got squished.
Yeah. That's not, and you're not supposed to ride it all the way up. You're supposed to jump into the vent there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool how many different ways you can traverse through some of the areas in
There
Red
is.
Faction.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot of multiple choice, but the areas that there are multiple choice, it's some cool set design, I think.
Yeah.
The reality is very different.
That's also like abandoned mines. I think they took a lot of the demo reel from abandoned mines because you can see the edge of that building there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. This guy,
That's Space Station, right?
I
No?
it might be. I just recently replayed Space Station, and I can't recall that they're in cells rather than rooms with. Looks like it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
But
that doesn't look like the science labs either. It's
Yeah.
interesting. It could just be a piece of level design that they changed. So
yeah,
I don't
just-
I don't recognize that room, but I recognize the object.
Yes.
That specific room, I don't know. Like, you can pause it. It looks like it's the submarine bay, but it doesn't resemble the submarine bay.
Yeah. That's a little weird.
Now, of course, the demo, the actual demo, not the PC one, the PlayStation 2 demo that you can play,
Mm-hmm.
there is a little bit of a design difference there, but I don't think it's the same as this.
Yeah, in the PlayStation 2 demo in Sub Bay, which in the main game would be after geothermal, the sub bay is iced over. When I got the actual game, that was one of the few things that disappointed me, is the sub bay after geothermal in the real game is not iced over. Because that was
You were like, I want to blow up the ice so the submarine goes into it, man.
Yeah.
Instead, you just got secret sub bay, which is less exciting.
Yeah.
Violence.
But, that's barracks.
Yeah.
That's the vent. The maintenance room. Yeah, no, I'm like I gotta call Volition on whatever the Reaper's there. I think it's just to show the Reaper that Reaper's not there, and that is maintenance.
No.
That is fucking
Yeah.
maintenance. That Reaper is not there. I mean, again, they could have been playing with level design and whatever they were trying to do. Maybe they changed some things around with them, but I think. Maybe they're just showing the Reaper here because it's a bit more well lit and you can see it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's maintenance. And then in the story, you would never have a reason to encounter them here at this point. So it being there is total BS. But
Yeah, maybe
I can see the reasons for why they would have put the Reaper in this room.
Yeah, it looks nice how they did it.
Yeah.
Looks cinematic.
Shout out to Acer on the N-Gage for putting them in the cells that open up and just having them absolutely shred the shit out of it.
Let's see.
But not all are willing to endure this.
What is that outfit?
The
The medical outfit does not look like the medic.
Oh no, looks like he's got like a
He's
briefcase
got
there.
he's packing something, huh? It's the medical outfit, but in black and white. Like that's the medical suit that's red. It's just the red is gray.
Oh yeah. I hadn't even noticed that, but yeah, these are the
I'm
guys
noticing.
are these the
You
guys
told
that
me
heal
to point
you?
out things. You told me to point out things that I would notice, and I'm noticing so much suddenly that I never thought it. Like Parker kneeling beside the robot.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but that's those are that should in theory be the medic. Yeah.
And I'm guessing this is Med Labs.
It could be barracks. There was a couple of medical
yeah.
beds in barracks. It could be either or.
I didn't even think about this, but it's funny to point out because so many games back in the early 2000s, all the way up to the mid 2010s, that nobody could figure out how to put a character under the bed sheets. Yeah, there he is, 2001.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like it was more with like the player character because I imagine that would be really hard animating that, getting in and
You
out
wanna-
of the bed sheets. But
You want to know how they did that?
huh.
There's no legs. It's just a torso underneath a sheet. Like if you like the model in Blender, it's just the torso of the arms, and then
Oh.
there's no legs down there. There's nothing down there.
Oh, well, he's having a bad time then.
He's really affected by the plague.
Yeah. And I think
But
it
not
was.
all are willing to endure.
Ooh, come on. Is that Parker?
That's Parker, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
Parker's
so.
face texture. That's also, I think that's the maintenance. Like, I could be wrong, but that looks like one of the security checkpoints in maintenance.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong because that's a riot guard, and riot guards aren't there. But
Yeah. I was thinking maybe it's the booth right after the elevator falls. But I don't know.
Oh, it could
It's
be.
hard-
It could be abandoned mines again. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Either
but
or.
ideally this does not happen, and if it's there too, there isn't a riot guard.
Listen. Parker's had a tough day. Okay, he's allowed to take one hit.
Yeah. And he's completely unarmed in this too. It's like maybe this was
Wait, I'm unarmed.
yeah. Maybe this was before the revolution. This is what got Parker to join the Red Faction.
Yeah, this is what tipped him over. He got domed on the head by a tiny little stick.
Living hell. And under
This never happens.
That never happens. It's also just a random room with no description of ever. That's just a hero showcase. That's what that is.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It makes sense for cinematically, but this never
Yeah.
happens in game. As the player, you do meet Hendrix a couple times, and especially towards the end of the game, and you do meet Eos also, but Eos and Hendrix are never in the same room, I don't think.
No, it's like the Avengers trailer where they had Hulk on the battlefield, but like when the film came out, Hulk wasn't actually hulking.
Yeah. Looks a little bit funny after playing the game,
But
knowing that it's just like here's our player character, here's our heroes. Let's make it
Yeah.
look like they're about to face down an army or something.
Oh yeah, it's just it's the money shot is what people call it.
Yeah.
underground resistance is forming. All it needs.
Minor Edge.
Spark.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what room he's in there. That L3 door shows up in so many places. I swear.
Spark.
What was
Is that what the sniper looks like on PlayStation? Am I forgetting?
I can't remember.
Do you not
'Cause
have the red screen? I'm sure you
Yeah.
have the red screen, right?
on
Yeah.
on PC you definitely do. I can't remember if it's different on PlayStation or not.
All
I'll have to
it
Did
check.
you do Com Tower skip?
needs is a spark.
Not Com Tower skip. Grand Canyon skip.
But there's something coming up. Is this? Where in the world is this?
I could be wrong. That may be a test level. It might be the Azir Canyon level that was cut from the game.
Oh.
I'm not saying it is, but that geometry looks familiar to it.
Oh, okay.
Goober would know better if that's the right level or not. I'm not saying concrete that it is.
Yeah.
It's just the skybox and the geometry looks familiar to that room.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to ask about
He
that.
added it. He uploaded it to FF. I think it's just. I can double check. But Azir Canyon, it's a cool little. Did he not put it in Kava? I think he put it in Kava.
It looks familiar to Kava, is what I was actually going to say that, yeah.
Okay, so the brushes are not that level, but the skybox is.
Oh,
It might
okay.
be a version of the Azir Canyon that they modified after the demo.
Oh, is this the
But
skybox that Goober used for the level where you shoot all those orange showers?
it's not. Yeah, so that's the Azir. That's the second Kava level. Like I can post in your direct messages that room in Kava, the Azir Canyon that I'm talking about, and you can sort of see where I'm getting the comparison from for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Looks-
it's not
looks
the
similar.
room now, but it could have been, and they changed it. Yeah,
Yeah. Interesting.
it's cut level basically.
Yeah, but made it into the demo reel, just like that.
Yeah. It could have also been the sandbox ground where they were testing stuff like
Yeah.
Geomod, like Destruction, like VFX and all that stuff. Could have been that.
There's also that, like, there's no clip I can show you for this, I don't think, but there's that little obscure little blurb in the Prima guide about the Reaper falling down from the
Oh, in the tunnel on the way to admin.
yeah, and that does not happen. But didn't you
Fun
say
fact: there is a room there.
Yeah.
The room exists. The like the little flat, like it's just a little rectangle room. It's there, but I don't think you can actually open the thing there.
Yeah. If you don't know, there's a level editor for Red Faction that you can look at the maps of the actual game and make your own maps. It's called Red, and that's what we're talking about here. I haven't looked at it, but I trust him, and he says that there is a room there where in the Prima guide it says that there's a Reaper, one of the alien creatures, drops down onto and attacks you, but that does not happen. But it made it into the strategy guide.
Yeah, so the room's there. Like you don't even need to use the level editor. You can use like camera 2 in the main game. The room does exist. Where I don't know if there was supposed to be a Reaper that dropped out of here. I could never tell you if that was definitely going to happen. But the room is. This could have easily just been a testing environment where they got a cool shot of them blowing up the Azir. So.
Yeah, it's 25 years later, but it would be really cool if there was a demo build out there. I think Goober talked about this recently. If this build where the earlier build was still available somewhere, but who knows what that was on, and if they destroyed it or if it's in landfill somewhere. It's a little long in the tooth now to have a legitimate hope that we'll ever see that, but you never know.
Never say never.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. That's obviously geothermal. I don't know what that first room was. That also could have been geothermal. This is the Jeep in maintenance. No, that's not a thing.
It's Jeep in maintenance.
Yeah, you can see the geometries like the stuff that you fly over on the Azir, you know?
Oh, yeah, this is the fighter testing grounds.
Yeah, you can see the targets as well.
That would be a mess. Trying to drive a Jeep through there.
That would be horrendous, and I hope no one ever thinks to try putting a Jeep there on any of these mobs that we have going on. But
that's interesting.
Like, yeah, I'm not sure. It probably looks cool cinematically compared to where the Jeep is in the actual game, but yeah.
And making a jump. Yeah, you don't get camera angles like this in game, but it is a nice cinematic camera angle.
Wish I had the physics of the demo Jeep.
Yes. Here
submarine blowing up a submarine.
Yeah, and I noticed. I don't think that the health and ammo have red and green on them like that does.
They don't. They changed that UI. They simplified it, made it a little more clear and clean. I think I prefer the way it looks as it is now, as it ended up. I think this is it's subjective, obviously, but I don't like too much clutter, and I think they pulled back on the clutter design a little bit, so it's a little cleaner.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the little health symbol and the little like bullet symbol that remained, but the
Oh yeah,
the the Kingdom Hearts health bar stuff is gone.
yeah. So yeah, they just
Which I think,
completely took that
and
out.
it looks. I mean, obviously, I'm looking at this from a 1080 monitor, and the PS2 was obviously not 1080, so it looks more cluttered because it's all closer together. But yeah, I think the design that they landed on with the actual HUD, with respect to the design, was much cleaner.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten. I thought maybe it had the like yellow bars, but no, they just you don't need it there.
It's still got the same design. They just took away the yellow, green, and red part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The actual semicircle, like well, not semicircle, like the quarter circle is still there.
Yeah. This doesn't happen.
That's a drone in Riverbed. Yeah, that doesn't happen either.
Riverbed. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you can. It's not the riverbed. I think there's a few rocks that are not in the right spot, but it's the riverbed. Like it's riverbed.
Yeah.
It's the right. It's the brushes. It's the geometry. It's
because
yeah. Fun fact. In I can't remember which level it was. I think it's yeah. Sorry, I'm talking out my butt there. But
no, you're good.
You know how the comm tower skip exists, and you can grab the Azir, which technically you shouldn't even be able to get to. So there's no reason for there to be a use key to enter it. So there's no invisible there's no invisible ceiling there when you shouldn't have an Azir, but here there is an invisible ceiling.
Oh,
on Riverbed,
right.
there's an invisible ceiling, and there's really no reason for it, but yeah, it exists.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't remember what context, but I think Goober told me that once. Because if you like modded Aesir in there and didn't take off the ceiling,
you would have to follow the path down, but it would still be faster than walking.
Oh yeah.
We on RF in Red Faction Speedrun Edition, we took the ceiling out in case someone figures out a way to get the Azir there.
Oh, okay.
That's like long in the future if someone ever works it. But yeah.
Oh. Here he is.
And you definitely don't fight Capek in the subway.
And these clips are going by so fast, and it's like rapid fire. It's like what? But yeah,
Although, I have to say, I think I would have appreciated like a 2-phase fight with Capek where you fight him twice.
Yeah, that
like,
would have been
once
cool.
where you get the shield off him, and then once again in labs with maybe like he's repowered the shield, like he's got another, just something that gives this section a reason to exist, because as you know, very unpopular with most of the people that have to deal with this section in the game because of it being a swimming section and you're getting shot at by fish and torpedoes and stuff, and then you have to come to the secret sub bay, and then you have to like go in your way. But as a speedrunner, we just geomod a brush and off we go. We don't have to deal with this section. But I think having a reason to go down here outside of the submarine would have been cool. I think like battle with Capek, I think that could have been a neat idea to like explore like a 2-phase battle, because even back then, like early Resident Evil, you were getting like multi-phase boss fights where they were like you would fight a boss and then they would go away and then you would come across them three rooms later or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that idea is kind of cool because the boss fights in Red Faction are like super underwhelming. So I think that could have juiced it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if this was just a cinematic thing, or was this a plan at one point?
Could have been a cinematic thing. I mean, maybe they hadn't built the science labs yet, and they needed to show him, right?
Yeah, and oh yeah, I was gonna say this whole it's a whole map, I think, right? Yeah, it's a whole map. Can be completely skipped.
Yeah.
And even before I knew about the speedruns, that's something I did back when I was a kid, is make that geomod staircase to just go up to the other side.
You're saying you discovered that and we were all late to the party.
I think
damn it.
It seems pretty obvious. I mean, they teach you, I think, also.
Well, here's the thing, and I referenced it in my geomod video that I made. It's like in Abandoned Mines, they give you like blast around the door prompt. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. But that's the only time they tell you that it's a solution to a problem, not just exploration. So like when you get there, even though you've probably forgotten about that. As a casual player, it's like 3 hours later you get to that spot. And
Hmm.
even if you kill the guy and get the rocket launcher, you jump into the water, the bridge retracts, you're like, oh, swim. Like, mentally, you've only been shown that you can use it as a solution once. So using it as a solution isn't really ingrained into, even if it's obvious looking back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it may be obvious to some people, as it appears to have been with you, but for someone like me, who's a bit of, as a child, I dumped into the water, man. I'm swimming. I'm like, man, this is so slow. I wish there was a way around this. Swim, and I kept doing it. And then eventually, Surrealistic Infinity, who was speedrunning Pure Faction, and I watched him blow up make the staircase. I'm like, oh, duh.
Yeah.
But at that point, you got so used to Geomod not being as like a feature
Mhm.
because you'd gone through like admin and maintenance and the med labs where it wasn't really used, and of course caverns and zoo. Again, you're just not thinking about it. The path's in front of you. You're
Yeah.
not having to. You're not intentionally having to blow things up to go through things. You're not thinking like that. But it is a shame. Like it's something that I said to Goober. It's like I wish that Geomod as a solution had been more of a thing or more forward pushed, but I think Volition had to play it safe with PlayStation 2 and the
Oh,
idea
yeah.
of soft locking if you don't have rockets or charges or grenades. So Geomod being a necessity solution had to be really like a scaled back
Oh, yeah.
because of PlayStation 2's fail safes and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And Volition had to like care about the player getting stuck, confused, lost, whatever.
Yeah. On consoles, if you don't know, there's a bunch of rules they have to follow. What's it called? Compliance testing, where you can't you can't let the player get soft locked, or you're not supposed to. And if it gets tested correctly, they're supposed to not let it come out until it's fixed. So yeah, that was a thing.
It's why even when you're prompted to do it, if you don't do it for whatever reason, the door will just open eventually. Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think there was less, at least prompted Geomod solutions. But again, Volition did say, oh, we added this cool tech where you can blow holes in walls and skip stuff, but oh, we don't want you to skip the story stuff we set up. Oh,
Yeah.
like they shot themselves in the foot with the revolutionary tech,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is, it's a double-edged sword because on the one hand it lets the player have a bit of freeform, but also it skips content that they wanted you to explore, which is why that's another potential reason I think they didn't prompt you to use it later on, because like, we made this secret sub bay we want you to swim to, but this is a cavern wall. It'd be silly to turn off Geomod on a rock wall, so they kind of just didn't tell you that it was a thing and let you. But again, like it's not like they're holding your hand either. You just gotta, sometimes you have to work it out. But again, like you're not thinking about it by that point because you've only had to do it as a solution once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's that. Yeah.
Hendrix tells you like something like blast around it if you can or something.
Yeah, that's the first door. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta be quick on the trigger because that's the same thing. The
yeah, that's Riverbed. Yeah.
Oh,
that's geothermal. That's the demo sub bay.
Right.
Yeah, they're just showing it again.
There.
And then that's the turret. That's the geothermal textures, but there's not a wall. There's not a window in that room.
Yeah, that's one of the big things I noticed was like, what in the world is that? But it does look like the way into geothermal. Yeah.
I mean, they could have had another section like that, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they're also in Red Faction Revised, which is a long form project by Goober, where we're adding a bit more. Like I do recall him saying he was adding more world design to geothermal. Or more world building in geothermal. But yeah, I'm looking at the room right now, and no windows.
Yeah.
I'll send you the screenshot.
Okay. Research before I publish the video, but I don't know when this demo reel thing was made. At what point in development was this?
I have no idea.
Was this what they used to sell the game to PlayStation or THQ? I don't know.
Well, no, THQ already had them by this point.
Okay.
This was a bit of a fun history lesson. Volition were making Descent 4 when THQ acquired them as in-house developers, and then when all the stuff fell through with is it Parallax? Were they the people that were no, Parallax was Volition's original name.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the company that had the publishing rights to Descent, but when all of that fell through, Volition pivoted into making Red Faction, and they used a lot of the source code that they built up from Descent and put it into Red Faction. So by that point, they were already THQ's in-house developers,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah,
they had to deal with the other company to do Descent 4. I don't remember the logistics. Maybe I've got the timing a bit off there, but effectively, by the time Red Faction was in development, they were THQ's in-house development studio.
oh, okay. Yeah, there's I forget when it came out, but it was really cool to see one of the former developers posted like a small video of what Descent 4 would have looked like. And it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
they were like
There's a
talking to
lot
Parker
of
or
similarity.
something.
So Parker was the character in Descent 4. I think he was going to be the main character. Obviously, it was a different Parker than what Red Faction would be, obviously. But yeah, the Parker in that was piloting a drone. And fun fact about Descent 4, they were building Geomod for that, I think. Maybe not originally, and maybe I'm wrong there, but they have like this really cool section of a laser cutting a wall. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, if viewer, if you've never played Descent or seen it, it was a series like kind of like I don't know
They were
what the
joystick games. They were joystick
yeah.
games.
Is it
They were like planes. It was
yeah,
a
like kind of like
fighter
Flight
jet
Sim.
flight sim, but like it was fighting. It was tight corridors. It was joystick control. Very different franchise to what Red Faction ended up being.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of Descent 2 on the Mac, and I was playing with a keyboard instead of a. I don't have a joystick, but made me a little bit motion sick. But
Oh yeah, it will. It's a very fast-paced shooter plane type game.
yeah, but I could definitely see where that would have been really cool back in the day. Oh yeah, that's the demo.
That's where your happy face comes on because you get
Yeah,
to blow up the ice to get the submarine through.
yeah. I've
I,
I've
for one, am thankful I don't have to blow up the ice first. That gets in the bloody way, I tell you.
yeah, that would make the speed run just a little bit longer.
On the demo, like you have to do it right, and I'm just like,
mm-hmm.
when you're trying to speedrun the demo, if you mess up the remote charge throw, you don't get the submarine in the water. It's like, damn it, run over.
Yep. I think way back in the day when I was playing the demo over and over again, I was able to drop the sub onto the ice and it would just slowly slide along the ice sometimes.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah.
Yeah. It was supposed I think it's
I've seen
supposed to
it.
blow up. That was always fun.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the
Yeah, I wonder why there's a window there. That's definitely got to be that's geothermals. That's the textures. Like, I don't know.
yeah. It doesn't even like you can't even see anything out it. Like why would they put
I know
windows
10
there?
windows.
uh
What do we want? Sight. What are we not getting? Sight.
yeah. Trying to think of where geothermal it's underground, right? Because you get there through abandoned mine.
You do go through abandoned mines. And technically, I mean, they could have dug out and had like, I guess, rock. Like they could have dug it out and made some sort of like scenery down there. I suppose if Ultor cared about its environmental design.
Yeah.
If Ultor gave a shit, like they could have like built out that area and made it look nice, I suppose. But yeah, it's underground and it's weird because when you get to the sub bay, that's underground as well, right? And then
Yeah.
technically the first time you're above ground officially is probably maintenance. There's a sky there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everywhere else you're like I guess technically you could argue that you're not underground at Minor Reg because you've got like the doors that go outside and stuff, but like I'm talking like actually physically outside.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Yep, that's still
That's
geothermal.
I didn't know you can blow up that wall. Maybe I forgot, but maybe you can. I'm gonna go find out. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't remember. If you're playing, that's something I always did back in the day. Is that room with those green generators in it? That is not one of the objectives for that level. But
Which one is that? Is that lava or is that the?
This is a
turbine.
Yeah, the turbines, the steam one.
Oh,
there's the one guard in there, and I think it's about to show him. And then there's all these generators, and you don't have to destroy the generators. No one tells you to, but I always did it back in the day because I would destroy absolutely everything because I thought
No,
it was
that's a
cool.
different room. That's the room where you blow them up. But the one that this is the one where you turn the wheel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Turn the
Can you blow it
valve.
up?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you can!
Huh.
I've never had like obviously that doesn't compute to my brain because I've never had to.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can blow up this random wall. I guess cool.
I haven't even been in that room in
This
months.
is another example of Volition just cherry picking which walls can be geomod and which walls can't.
Yeah. Yeah, to that point, like for yeah, not geothermal in the any percent speed run, you guys can out of bounds and just go not do any of this stuff because you can
Yeah,
you can get around the door. But
yeah.
in inbounds or on PlayStation 2, you think that, oh, well, I have this rocket launcher, I could just blow around the door and not have to do any of this stuff. But no, those
Nope.
walls are indestructible.
Which is really funny too, because I guess it's like a difference between metal and concrete. Like that's obviously a concrete wall, but like
Hmm.
it still feels like Volition were cherry picking which
Yes.
walls. Like I get that they didn't let you blow a hole around the the doorway that gets you out, right? I understand from a level design perspective why they wouldn't want you to do that. But
Hmm.
it's still, I mean, it's they shot themselves in the foot. Oh, we added this tag. Oh, we don't want you to skip the story beat.
Yeah, and that
But
is a
they also let you blow up the wall before that though. So it's like
yeah. This is a one of I think this is a really good level. I think this is a lot of people's if
geothermal is the best set piece in the first half of the game.
mm,
Space Station would be the one in the second half.
yeah, it's cool to especially even back
But
then to have these like things. Okay, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do that.
yeah,
That was just I think I remember that as being cool as a kid. Remembering okay,
yeah.
where are these things that I have to do? How do I do them? Because
Mm-hmm.
now we know that we have to turn that valve, but first playthrough, you got to find the valve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Mines is obviously the iconic thing. Like loading into the games, booting up the game, starting in the mines and running around, blowing holes in walls and having that. But in terms of like actual purpose level design, like geothermal is like one of the better areas. Space Station is as well, but Space Station isn't really that great. It's just in comparison to what it's surrounded by, it stands out.
It's fun to explore there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But even in inbounds, it doesn't last that long. And out of bounds, in any percent, it lasts even shorter. Oh no, there's right where that yellow box is. I think there's in the actual game. And what is that other pickup? That's
I can't remember that. Oh, sorry. That's the original Enviro armor pickup.
oh okay. But
Yeah, they changed that.
I think that there's supposed to be a guard where that yellow box is.
I killed him. I'm just gonna say he probably killed him.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a tech.
That's maintenance. Yeah.
Yeah.
In maintenance, you're which we're fucking annihilating with a flamethrower for no reason.
Yeah. That looks. Yeah. There. It's up there is usually a guard, two guards.
Yeah.
Not a tech.
One guard downstairs, two guards upstairs. Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
that's supposed. Is there supposed to be a door there? I don't know if there's supposed to be a door. But yeah, that's the design of that one room in maintenance.
Do you have the flamethrower at this point? You can pick it up in barracks, but I don't know if you'd.
No, because you lose your weapons at admin. But maybe on PlayStation you do.
Huh.
Maybe on PC you do not. On PC you have to get the flamethrower after medical labs.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. And
I can't remember because like this is like before you started recording. This is one of those like minutia details that
yes.
wouldn't notice, but the flamethrower was moved basically.
Yeah, to the layperson who's not a Red Faction fan, if you're watching this, you might think, "Oh, we're really nitpicking," but it's because the flamethrower is one weapon that is really useful to have in a couple boss fights. So
Broken.
that's why we're thinking, "Oh, isn't that early to be able to get that?" Because I can't remember where you get it, but I remember
So
this is too early to have it.
you do get it in barracks at the start of the game, which I think it's like just
Mm-hmm.
a cool set piece thing to have because they have the guy running down the mines and screaming on fire and things, which is cool. But you get ammo for the flamethrower and maintenance when when you push the button to go up that elevator and you go to the buttons to turn off the force fields.
Oh yeah.
There's
Mm-hmm.
ammo for the flamethrower there.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And that's what you have to do on PlayStation to get to have ammo. Is like I think I believe I can't remember if I did it this way or not, but I think I ended up going to Secret Fusion just to get an extra ammo in the end.
Yeah, that's where I now I remember.
Yeah.
That's where I got my flamethrower
Yeah.
ammo.
So, but I don't. So to be specific to the topic of the conversation, I do not think you actually have the flamethrower in this level.
Yeah. Okay.
I know you get ammo for it, but I don't remember where the gun itself is on PlayStation 2.
So whoever was recording this, they typed in "big hug mug" before they started.
Sure, they just want to set a guy on fire. Fair play, fair play.
Big hug mug, if you don't know, is the all weapons cheat, and also gives you the ammo for it, of course, too.
Which you can't type on console, just to be clear. But
Yeah. There are no cheats on PlayStation. Only on
despite
PC.
how many walkthroughs tell you there's cheats on PlayStation, there are not. Do not listen to them. They're all 500 of them that give you apparent cheats for console. They do not exist.
Yeah.
I have no idea why so many people thought there was.
Yeah. There's old.
I mean, I get a few of them were trolling, but some people I think were trying to be helpful.
Yeah, there's old cheat websites. That's something like cheats aren't really a thing as much as they used to be. But especially for consoles,
you can mod the game whatever way you want nowadays.
Yeah, but back in the day, there was I think it was supercheats.com is the one that has a whole bunch of really nonsense stuff about Red Faction. But I used to use that all the time for like Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah.
And then you'd spawn so many tanks into the game that the game would like run at like 2 FPS. But
fair.
Yeah. That was that's
the training
demo.
room. That's the demo. Yeah, that's the demo. Sorry, that's the demo room that you start in.
Yeah. So this room didn't make it into the main game, but it is in the demo.
Again, I think that was just a sandbox. Here's the mechanics. Have fun.
Yeah. You're just thrown in there in the demo. It's like, how did I get here?
Yeah. Arguably, you could consider that room to be close to the barracks room. You know, the upstairs where you drop on the turret. It's nothing like that, but what happens in that room is vaguely similar to the scripting of that area where you're in the room and a bunch of guards come running at you and you jump on the turret and you start shooting them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the scripting for that is in the game, just it's not that room.
Yeah.
And that's the Azir and maintenance. And there, see the Azir and Riverbed, but we don't got an Azir and Riverbed.
Is that what that is?
That second shot. This is Riverbed. See?
Yeah. And guards are shooting at it, so it's got to be us. It's got to be the player.
And there's
character.
So I'm assuming the invisible ceiling was left over from the fact that they had an Azir there at one point. But also, like, the guards there as well, like in storyline or in the universe, there's no guards at this point. It's just mercs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although I have been corrected. There are guards later on in the game, and I was wrong. And it's because the reason I'm wrong is because I'm a speedrunner and I didn't see them.
Yeah.
But I argued that the last guard was in Riverbed, and it's the guy at the bottom with the sniper rifle. And I was like, they couldn't be bothered to animate the mercs to have a sniper rifle, so they just throw a guard on top of the door there and give him a sniper rifle and have fun.
Oh yeah.
But there's actually guards in Crashlight in Back on Mars.
Oh, huh.
And they're fighting with miners.
Yeah, the big fight. That's a cool cinematic.
I had no idea.
That is.
I had no idea they were there. I don't, because we don't go that way in the speedrun. I just had no idea. So I'm like typing like, yeah, there's no guards after Riverbed, and then it's like, no, I see them. I'm on Crashlight and I can see them. I'm like, what do you mean you can see them? There's not. And then I was like, oh, there's an entire other way that you can go that I don't go anymore. That they're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to know that there's guards here in Riverbed on the demo, even though they're not there properly.
Yeah. Riverbed for the viewer is kind of a meme in the speedrunning, especially speedrunning part of the Red Faction community, because this you can have an APC at this point, right?
Yeah, but it's like 800% slower.
Yes, yeah. I think Hendrix even tells you, "Hey, it'd be faster if you get a vehicle," but that is a lie. So
I mean, everything's faster when you can teleport from admin to Merc Center. Hendrix is always one.
yeah. So you are the fastest way to get through this ancient riverbed. It's how long is that split?
3 minutes.
Yeah, and you're just running through. You're just running through this canyon, and you have things. You got people to shoot, but it's kind of.
I think from top to bottom it's probably 2.5 minutes. But if you take the APC, like to be real, if we ignore the jokes about it for a second, I don't know how much slower taking the APC is, but it's the time involved in getting it, like going and opening the door, getting into it, pulling it out into the room so it goes through the door and then into the actual canyon. And like the thing that also makes it slower is, again, what we talked about at the start with like the Jeep, is the physics. If it can have a tendency to like bounce about and slow down or hit things and come to a full stop and things. So like that's compounding and slow down as well. Whereas if you're walking, you're just walking. Like it's faster.
Yeah,
it's fast. It's faster.
Yep. So it's not a hard level. It's boring.
It's on impossible.
Yeah, on impossible it's hard. But
you take the APC on impossible.
Yeah, even the APC will blow up on if you take too many hits on impossible.
Yeah, like I think you can survive 2 hits with the railguns on the APC on impossible. But like it depends, because like sometimes they'll just absolutely immediately one shot you. Sometimes they'll do 300 damage. It's a crapshoot.
But just for anyone who's not aware, not in the community, we would love if this were possible, if we had that flying vehicle called an Aesir in Ancient Riverbud, because that would certainly be faster.
Dude, it would turn a really decompressed, slow part of the game, which really, and I'm speaking as a speedrunner here, you don't really want downtime when you're getting near the end of the game, because you want to keep the adrenaline going so that you're constantly on. But on that level, it's just a walk in the park, and like you cool down a little bit in that level. And the Aesir would turn what is essentially a 2-minute 30 walking sim into like a 30-second flight, and off you go again.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how dumb that level is. I hate it.
Yep, there we are.
Wasn't Aesir there at one point.
Yeah.
That could be Aesir Canyon as well.
Oh, okay.
Or it could. I don't think it's Marooned. I think it's Aesir Canyon.
Those tower things are in maintenance at the end of fighter testing grounds, but they are outside. Those are the same ones that are outside in Grand Canyon, I think, too, right?
Yeah, they reused them. I think they had slightly different designs, but they reused them for sure.
But you don't get this image of it.
I'm not saying that's Aesir Canyon, like with full seriousness. It looks like a testing ground. Geothermal.
Is not enough.
What?
That's also the riverbed start, by the way. That's where riverbed starts, and that's where the Aesir is.
Okay.
They hadn't designed the mercs yet, because obviously they're using all the guards here. But that's complete. It's so silly that there's an Aesir there and it's riverbed, and I know for a fact that behind that fucking door is the APC.
Yes, yeah. I couldn't spot where this was, but it's
different. I think it's different design. It's like a mix of what is the maintenance level and the riverbed level, because the windows are not quite like that. They're more vertical than horizontal. That's not in the game.
No.
Mars does not look like that.
That was interesting and brought up a lot of good topics.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I think it's interesting that shows a lot of what was cut in terms of visual design and in general level design, but also it's fun to note that the demo sort of half plays like a collection of levels from the game, but then there's just the ice sub-bay, which was taken out completely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, it's funny that you go from because like as I said, that first room, it's not the barracks upstairs, but the scripting is a similar style. So it's like you go, in theory, you're going from the barracks upstairs to the geothermal exit with the sub-bay, up into minor reds with a robot. It's kind of funny the way they planned it out.
Yeah. It's interesting, like a lot of times with other games too, when you get these early looks into games, and
Hmm.
it's like, why do, you just makes you wonder what made them change their minds about these things, that why didn't this end up in the main game?
I think it's probably just like a lot of like meetings and things. Like, it's like, what do we want out of this section? It's very possible that by that point, like, let's take Riverbed as an example, right? Like the APC driving down the canyon. The only other time there's an APC is on the bridge that you blow up in mines,
Oh
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And or at least that you see, right? Like, there's the APC there. There's, if the APC gets across the bridge, there's the one that's in the room with the elevator. But like, apart from that, you have the Jeep, and the only time you get to drive the Jeep is in a very closed in area, very like zoo, and the Jeep is just a horrible fucking place.
Yes.
And then there's the auto scroller, right? So I think they wanted to have a section where you were, at least design wise, they intended for you to drive the APC. So they put that there, and they took the Azir out, and they changed all that so that they put this vehicle in the game. They wanted you to experience it, and that was their way of allowing you to experience it, which isn't a bad idea, right? It's just
Yeah.
it's so clunky, and the physics are bad, and it's just awful. And like, this is really funny, right? For those that don't know, Red Faction has an online community. We have multiplayer events every fortnight called Game Night, where we play all these custom DM maps, capture the flag maps, etc., etc. But on Red Faction's 20th anniversary, we had Alan Lawrence, one of the developers in the game. He came and sat in the voice chat with us, and he chilled, and he was answering a bunch of questions. And I specifically remember asking him, I was like, so why did you do auto scrollers in Red Faction 2? And he was like, well, do you remember how the vehicles in RF1 played? I was like, yeah. He's like, physics are shit, so we just did auto scrollers.
Yeah.
And then what's funny, in Red Faction Guerrilla, they went back to actual manual vehicles again, which and again, the physics aren't exactly the most intuitive at times. And then Red Faction Armageddon, they went back to auto scroller vehicles again. It's really funny, like the way that it all worked out with vehicles. Vehicles in Red Faction is a dumb history, but effectively, physics are dog shit, auto scrollers. Physics are dog shit, auto scrollers.
Yeah. Back in 2001, even racing games, a lot of racing games where you want realistic physics, they didn't have realistic physics. I remember recently I bought, I think it was Gran Turismo 3 for the PlayStation 2, and I was driving around, and it felt relatively realistic, but then you crash into something and absolutely nothing happens. And I thought that was a thing back then, but no, apparently not.
All your momentum just stopped dead.
Yeah. So,
and I think that's why arcade racing games did so much better, because you got away with jank.
yes.
Like with Mario Kart, for example, like aside from how popular Mario is in general, like Mario Kart could get away with jank because it was an arcade game, and it was part of the charm.
Yeah.
Whereas games that tried to be serious, like Need for Speed or Gran Turismo or World Rally Championship, they had to appeal more to like the realistic side of it, if not for anything else other than that's what they were trying to emulate.
It wasn't just Volition that didn't have vehicles figured out, even though maybe it's maybe that the physics on the vehicles in Red Faction are especially wonky, but it wasn't just them. It was pretty much everybody didn't really have that figured out back in 2001.
Just all I'm asking for is why they put the Jeep in the fucking bumpiest part. They could have at least put it on a flat area, man.
Yeah. Why didn't they grade
that
that path a little better? Yeah.
Uphill is just like, who actually drove a Jeep up there in universe, man? Like, come on.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It doesn't really make sense to be.
But then
there.
again, like, this is like, again, I will talk briefly about Zoo, because Nick, as I said earlier, he's like praises Volition for like trying to like have connective level design and make the environment make sense and connect and all that. But Zoo is not at all that because first off, you're exiting out of the medical room into this one-way exit, which goes into these caverns. This cavern goes into a swimming, like an underwater area, which comes up into the zoo area. In the end, you end up in the zoo, which goes all the like, you get the jeep, you drive it along, you cross the bridge theoretically, and then you end up in a water section. Why is there a jeep here?
Yeah.
And then first of all, there's an elevator down to a rockworm. Fine, but the rockworm is guarding the gate. How do they get the jeep back in?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then where's Zoo going apart from Zoo to Med Labs? Like that whole area is backwards as fuck.
Like back when I was a kid, I didn't notice any of those things. But then when you try to think about it as an adult, and it's like, these environments don't make sense back to back to back. Underground.
I try to think about it as like, obviously that's a bit like technical, and as a child, like level design is a secondary, not a priority. As long as you get to play the game and you have fun, that's all that matters, right? But as an adult, I'm like, this makes no sense. Why is this here?
Yeah.
Like, it might be silly to think like that, but I'm just like, I'm into game dev, right? And I like connective storytelling, and it's like, it might be a bit nerdy, but I'm like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
And like, that's the cool thing. Like, we did actually have a little, so this is like a little Red Faction 2 thing. We were looking, because I don't know if you know, Grace, but we can now like basically 1-to-1 port Red Faction 2 levels into Red Faction if we want.
Oh, wow.
And we were looking, and we opened up Blender. We pulled, the cemetery in Red Faction 2?
Yep.
We pulled the cemetery level and the cathedral level where you fight Quill into the same room, and it basically 1-to-1 fits.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So they tried to make it real. It's a bit bigger, I think. Like the cathedral room itself is a bit taller, just so they could fit people inside it and the gameplay works. But other than that, the brush is almost 1-to-1 in terms of like spacing. So they do try to connect things up where it makes sense to do so, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But apart from Zoo, they just fucking didn't care about Zoo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting. Thanks again for joining me to point out things that I don't recognize, or just to confirm, that isn't in the game.
Welcome.